Hello, and welcome back to Season 2 of On the Prowl, the Daily Princetonian's weekly sports telecast. My name is Vikram Rao, and I'm Executive Editor for Sports here at the Daily Princetonian. I'm seated alongside Gabe Debenedetti, Associate Editor for Sports. Hello, Gabe.
Hey, Vikram. It's good to be back.
Certainly. We have a lot of things to talk about this week. Though classes have only recently started, many of our sports teams have been playing for a little while, and this past weekend we saw the football team's home opener. What happened there, Gabe?
Yeah, well, after a tough loss at Lehigh last weekend, they came back and played Lehigh's main rival, Lafayette, here at home.
Right.
And boy, was it a game. A double overtime victory with a game-winning touchdown by Jordan Culbreth. And if you don't know the Jordan Culbreth story now, you soon will. He missed all of last season with aplastic anemia. He's a star running back. He's a senior now once again. And he scored the game-winning touchdown. It truly was pretty inspirational, I'd say.
Yeah, his story is really great. 2 years ago, he was arguably the best running back in the Ivy League. And when he went down with illness last year, it was really sad. Many people thought his career was over, but he fought through the illness. He's still actually sick and receives shots fairly frequently to make sure that his red blood cells actually don't break down. But he's been able to fight through that. He's back on the field, and he scored a game-winning touchdown to win the game, 36-33 for Princeton.
Yeah, of course, it wasn't all about Jordan. The whole team did have a pretty good game.
Absolutely.
Senior co-captain and linebacker Steve Cody was lost for the season last week at Lehigh. But linebacker John Olafson really stepped up, having a ton of tackles. The entire defense came together to shut down the Leopards. Junior quarterback Tommy Warnham also had a great game, putting together a pretty impressive performance for the offense.
Yeah, when Princeton was down, about midway through the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter, Warnham, who started as a sophomore last year, is now a junior, seemed to keep his poise and led Princeton on a couple of good scoring drives to keep the Tigers in the game.
Yeah, and now they'll be looking forward to a good game against Columbia next weekend in New York City. Last year was their worst ever loss to the Lions.
So I guess things can only go up from here, right?
That's right, and you got to think that they're confident going into that game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Moving on from football, the field hockey team had another game this weekend. The Tigers last season lost in the NCAA tournament, in the Final Four actually, in the semifinal game to Maryland, and on Tuesday night they'll be getting a rematch with Maryland here at Class of 1952 Field. Gabe.
The Tigers are right now ranked number 4 in the country. They're one of the few undefeated teams out there. Junior striker Kat Sharkey is lighting up the nation. She's the leading scorer. They beat Yale 7-0 in New Haven on Saturday. You've really got to think that they're confident hosting Maryland on Tuesday. They have not really shown much weakness at all so far this season.
Yeah, this is a team that's really dominated the Ivy League over the last decade or so, and so it's tough to really get a good sense of how good they are relative to the best teams in the nation when they're playing Harvard, Dartmouth, and Yale, and other such teams. So playing Maryland at this point in the season will be a very good test, and will give fans a sense of really just how good this team is this season.
That's right, but let's not forget that during lawn parties last Sunday, they did top Syracuse, who's ranked number 8 and one of their main rivals.
True.
Here at home.
True. That was kind of the first step. This game will win here. That would be the second step towards
Absolutely.
really ascending towards greatness.
Absolutely.
Moving on, the men's soccer team had a big weekend.
That's right. They played in the Princeton Invitational here at home, and they're back on track this season. They started off pretty slowly after a season-opening victory.
Right.
They were expected to be highly ranked going into the season, but had a slow period there. Juniors forward Antoine Hoppenot had 4 goals over the weekend as they topped Richmond and Adelphi, and it was a great weekend. They won the Invitational, and we'll be looking forward to the rest of the season to compete for an Ivy League title.
Absolutely. The Ivy League is a very competitive league in men's soccer, and teams like Harvard and Dartmouth are always threatening. But Princeton was ranked as high as 27th before the season started in a variety of polls, and the hope is that the Tigers can return to the NCAA tournament where they lost last year to Bucknell at home in the first round.
That's right. It'll be an exciting rest of the season for the Tigers for sure.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us this week. We'll be back next week, and we look forward to seeing you again.